Very good morning, students. Let us start our today's class with a prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Dear children, in the previous class we have learnt about the measurement. This measurement section is followed from your 6th standard onwards. 6th, you learned something. In your 7th, you learned few things. In your 8th, it is few more things are given. And in your 9th and 10th, in the forthcoming years, you are going to learn much more about measurements. So in your previous class, we have seen the fundamental quantities. What is the need for SI system? And we have seen about the fundamental quantities. What are the fundamental quantities? Length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, luminous intensity. About this length, mass, time, you have learnt in your 7th standard. In the previous class, we learnt about temperature and electric current. In this class, we are going to see about amount of substance and luminous intensity. Let's enter into the today's class. Amount of substance. What do you mean by amount of substance? You need not to confuse this amount of substance with mass. Mass is different. It is a measure of quantity. The amount of substance is different. It is the number of particles. The mass is measure of quantity and the amount of substance is measure of number of entities. So this is the definition. Amount of substance is a measure of the number of entities present in the substance. What do you mean by entities? Entities means particles. Here microparticles. What are all the microparticles? Atoms, molecules, ions, electron, proton, neutron, etc. These are all the microparticles. Some more microparticles are there. You might have learnt in your higher secondary. So now move on to amount of substance. Amount of substance is a measure of the number of entities present in a substance. Again I repeat, you need not to confuse with the mass. I would like to give an example. If I want to get some egg, I went to shopkeeper. I'll ask, give me 1 dozen of egg. What is the number of eggs? The shopkeeper will give to me 12 eggs. If I want to buy a bunch of bananas, 1 dozen of bananas means it contains 12 bananas. So 1 dozen is the word which is equal to 12 number. Similarly, mole is the word which is used to measure the amount of substance. Which is used to measure the amount of substance. They have given an example in your textbook. How many number of copper coins are there in your book? There are 4 number of copper coins. It is easy to count the visible objects. So 4 number of copper coins are there. In one coin, how many copper atoms are there? Could anyone find? Anyone count? No, it is highly impossible because the atoms are not visible and their number is enormous. So we couldn't easily count the number of atoms or molecules in a substance. So what we go for? We go for a easy way which is used to measure the amount of substance in moles. So the SI unit to measure the amount of substance is mole. Is it clear? Since the atoms, ions and molecules are not visible and it is enormous in one substance, it is difficult, not impossible, it is difficult to count the number of ions or atoms in a particular substance. So what is the easy way to measure? The easy way to measure the number of such entities is in moles. So mole is the SI unity. Let's know the definition for mole. Mole is defined as the amount of substance which contain 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 entities, just like a dozen. 1 dozen is equal to 12 number. Therefore, 1 mole will be equal to 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 number. It doesn't have a unit. Is it clear? So, it is a number. Dozen means 12. 1 mole means 6.023 in 10 to the power 23. I hope you all understand. Okay. So, for suppose, next I am going to tell you few more extra things about mole. If I would like to collect 1 mole of apple or 1 mole of ping pong ball, it is a funny thing. In a macroscopic level, we can easily find as 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 number of apples, or 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 numbers of ping pong balls I have to collect. Then how can I arrange this 10 to the power 23 balls? If I arrange them, it will cover the whole surface of the earth. It would cover the whole surface of the earth with the layer approximately equal to the height of 60 miles. பூமியிலேருந்து 60 மைல்ஸ் ஹைட்டுக்கு நான் இதை என்ன செய்ய முடியும்? ஒரு பிங்பாங் பாலை பூமி ஃபுல்லாக கவர் பண்ண மாதிரி அரேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியும். 1 mole எடுத்துட்டோம்னா மேக்ரோஸ்கோபிக்கில். ஸோ மோல் cannot be used in the macroscopic level. Mole can be used in a microscopic level, which is in the radius of 10 to the power minus 9, 10 to the power minus 10. Atom's radius is 10 to the power minus 9. Okay. So, for suppose, if I am asked to gather or collect 1 mole of water. What is the formula for water? H2O. H2O. 1 mole of water means I can easily collect. It is approximately more than a tablespoon. 1 mole of water will be of little greater than a tablespoon. Little greater than a tablespoon. Is it clear? So this mole is particularly used for microscopic particles. One more thing, 1 mole of water means I am collecting 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 numbers of H2O molecules. It doesn't mean I am collecting H number 6.023 in 10 to the power 23. O's number 6.023 in 10 to the power minus 3. That doesn't mean like that. That means only as a molecule H2O, the number is 6.023 in 10 to the power 23. Is it clear? Okay, one more additional information about this mole. The mole is a Latin word which means heap or pile or collection. Latin word, the meaning is heap, pile or collection. Another additional information about this mole. International Mole Day is celebrated on October 23. October 23. What is the time? Can any one of you guess? The time is 6 it starts, the celebration starts all over the world. The chemists used to celebrate this Mole Day on October 23. At what time they will start? Morning 6 o'clock 2 minutes, 6.02 am to 6.02 pm to indicate the number 6.023. Okay, so they started the celebration at 6.02 am and they end with 6.02 pm. Okay, these are all the additional information. Next we have to see about luminous intensity. See the picture, what the umpire is doing. Whether he is checking his mobile signal? No. What he is doing, he is checking the intensity of light by using the instrument. So, we can easily find out the intensity of the light using an instrument. That intensity of light measure is called as luminous intensity. The measure of the power of the emitted light by a light source in a particular direction per unit solid angle is called as luminous intensity. I repeat, the measure of the power of the emitted light, measure of the power of the emitted light by a light source in a particular direction per unit solid angle is called as luminous intensity. Per unit solid angle. For this, first you should know about what is light source. There are a lot of light sources in the earth, the natural sources like stars, sun, moon, and we have some created sources like bulb, electric bulb, etc. Okay, so the light source, சின்ன பிள்ளைல நம்ம லைட் சோர்ஸ்னால் எப்படி வரைவோம்? ஒரு சின்ன சூரியன் வரையினா சின்ன ரவுண்ட் போட்டு நாலு எல்லா பக்கமும் கதிர் வரைவோம். That is light source. It radiates in all the direction. But here, if we want to measure the luminous intensity, the light source should be measured in a particular direction. The power must be measured in a particular direction. Is it clear? And then per solid angle. Okay. Luminous intensity is denoted by the letter I, and this luminous intensity given by a source is always constant. Okay, this is the luminous intensity. Here the light source is allowed to give its intensity or light in a particular direction. See, this is the general source, as I said. The light is emitted in all the direction. So to find out the luminous flux emitted from the light source in a particular solid angle, so they have shown the luminous flux, and this is solid angle. So this is the solid angle. So luminous flux is shown and the solid angle is shown. So I hope you understand what is solid angle. So this in this particular direction alone, the light power should be measured to find out the luminous intensity at the particular solid angle, and at that particular direction alone the light power should be measured to find out the luminous intensity. Now what is the unit for luminous intensity? The luminous intensity's unit is candela, and it is denoted as CD, So the light emitted from a common candle, wax candle is approximately equal to the candela. So the instrument used to measure this luminous intensity is called as photometer. What the umpire is having in his hand is the photometer. So using that instrument we directly measure the luminous intensity. It is a digital photometer. Okay, so it is directly proportional to the candela. So they have given luminous flux as an additional information. So along with these two things, we have to know two derived quantities. The name are plane angle and solid angle. We are going to learn another two derived quantities called as plane angle, solid angle. Let's see them now. First, plane angle. Plane angle is the angle made at the intersection of two straight lines or intersection of two planes. The SI unit of plane angle is radian and is denoted as rad. I repeat the definition. Plane angle is the angle made at the intersection of two straight lines or intersection of two planes. The SI unit of plane angle is radian and it is denoted as rad. So see, in this picture they didn't show radian, they just indicate theta. So there is different relation between theta and radian. Let's see them later. Okay, consider these two as the plane sheets. I am going to explain solid angle using this. Plane angle using this. I have made those two planes to intersect each other. So this is the angle. But this should be denoted as theta, not as radius. There is a different relationship between theta and radius. So this is the angle between two planes. This is one plane and this is another plane. These two planes are intersect each other, and this is the angle. This angle is known as theta. This angle theta can be varied, depends upon the intersection. If I change the intersection like this means, so the angle vary. Yes, now this is the angle. So depends upon the intersecting point, the intersection, the angle vary. Okay. Now what is radian? Radius is the angle subtended by the at the center of a circle by an arc whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. So this is the radius and this is the length of the arc. Both must be equal. Like that we have to select the portion. So if we select that portion, the angle between them is called as radian. So what is the relationship I have highlighted? Pi radian is equal to 180 degree. So 1 radian is equal to 180 degree divided by pi. Okay. So how can we convert? Problem 2 have been given to you. Convert 60 degree into radian. Solution. Let's see the solution. We know that pi radian is equal to 180 degree and 1 radian is equal to 180 degree divided by pi. They have given 60 degree. So 1 degree is equal to pi divided by 180. 1 degree is equal to 1 divided by 180. How can we obtain? We obtain this from this formula. So 1 degree divided by pi is equal to pi divided by 180. So 60 degree is equal to pi divided by 180 into 60 cancelled out. So pi by 3 is the radius. Okay. Next convert pi by 4 into degrees. Pi by 4 into degrees. We know that pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, pi by 4 radian is equal to 180 divided by 4. Both the side we have to divide by 4. Both the side we have to divide by 4. That is what given. So we can easily get 45 degree. Okay. Next we need to see solid angle. What is solid angle? Solid angle is the angle formed by 3 or more planes intersecting at a common point. It can also be defined as angle formed at the vertex of the cone. That is the very simple definition. Angle formed at the vertex of the cone. The SI unit of solid angle is steradian and is denoted as SR. Steradian is the solid angle at the center of the sphere subtended by a portion whose surface area is equal to the square of the radius of the sphere. That is the steradian definition. See the picture. The cone is separated from a sphere. It is not a circle, from a sphere. So its radius is 1 meter and its surface area is 1 meter square. Let's see that. I hope you can see a cone. So this is the radius. Imagine that it cut from a sphere. Sphere means a ball like shape. Okay, globe or ball like shape. Circle is different. If we cut a portion, then we can get radian. If we cut a portion from a circle, we can get radian. If we cut a portion from a sphere, we can get steradian. So that it is called as plane angle. This is solid angle. That thing is plane angle. This thing is solid angle. So this is the radius and this is the surface area. So this surface area must be equal to square of this radius. If the radius is 1 meter means this surface area must be equal to 1 meter square. That is what explained in your book. In your textbook they have given the difference between plane angle and solid angle beautifully. It is the angle made at the point of intersection of two lines or planes is plane angle. It is the angle by the intersection of 3 or more planes. 3 means 3 dimension, 2 means 2 dimension. More planes at a common point. Second point, it is 2 dimensional. It is 3 dimensional. Third one, its unit is radian and its unit is steradian. Next, they have given about clocks. The clocks can be classified into 2 types based upon the display and based upon the working. First, let's see type of clock based on the display. Based on the display, we can classify them into 2 categories. One is analog clock, another one is digital clock. Analog clock, as you all know, it has 3 hands. One is hour hand, minute hand and second hand. In our day-to-day life, we are using this analog clock. The picture is shown. Digital clock we have seen in many places like railway station, airport, in some other malls we can easily see the Digital clocks. So depends upon the display, we can classify them into two categories. Digital clocks can be functioning based on 12 hours or 24 hours. So next we need to see about the type of clocks based on the working mechanism. According to this working mechanism, we also classify these clocks into two categories. One is quartz clock, another one is atomic clock. Quartz clock, in your see your wristwatch. Most of the time, we might not have a branded watch. Even in the branded watch, you can see the word quartz. Quartz. What do you mean by quartz? It's a type of crystal. The crystal vibrates every time. So that is electronic oscillation. That is called as electronic oscillation. Okay, so the vibration is very very minute. It is of the order of 10 to the power 9 second. So it is very much accurate. What we are wearing in our hand, quartz clock means it is very much accurate. The precision is every 1 second in every 10 to the power 9 second. Atomic clock. This atomic clock makes use of the periodic vibration occurring within the atom. Within the atom. Okay. These clocks have an accuracy of 1 second in every 10 to the power 13 seconds. These atomic clocks are not commonly used. They can be used in a GPS system, global positioning system, then global navigation satellite system, and international time distribution services. Till now we have learnt all the basic or base quantities. All the seven quantities we have learnt, we come to know, and the devices which help to measure these things we come to know. So there may be possibility for the error. There may be possibility for the error, but what is expected? The accuracy is expected, but there is some violation in the accuracy. So what is called the error? The uncertainty or called the error. The error is defined as the difference between the real value and the observed value. So we may do some observation, it may possess some value, and in practical, in real value is different. So what is the difference between the real value and the observed value is known as error. But if we take any measurement, two things are very much essential. One is precision, another one is accurate. One is precision, another one is accurate. Precision and accuracy seems to be similar, but they are not similar. What do you mean by accuracy? Accuracy is the closeness of a measured value to the actual value or true value. ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் எடுத்து முடித்த பிற்பாடு ஓவரால் ரிசல்ட் கையில் கிடைக்கும். அந்த ரிசல்ட்டுக்கும் எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் வேல்யூவுக்கும் இடையில இருக்கிற ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் எவ்வளோ கரெக்டாக இருக்கோ அதுதான் அக்யூரசி. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், கிராவிடேஷனல் ஆக்ஸலரேஷன் டியூ டு கிராவிட்டி 9.8. அதை நம்ம சிம்பிள் பெண்டுலம் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணி லேபில் மெஷர் பண்ணுவோம். 9.8 வராமல் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம் 10.2 கிடைக்கும். ஸோ ரியல் வேல்யூ ஆக்சுவல் வேல்யூ என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மெஷர் பண்ணி கிடைச்சது 10.2, பட் த ட்ரூ வேல்யூ இஸ் 9.8. இந்த டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் தான் எரர். ஸோ எவ்வளோ பக்கத்தில், இப்போ 9.8னா எனக்கு 9.9 கிடச்சிச்சின்னா லிட்டில் அக்யூரேட், என்னோடய மெஷர்மெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து லிட்டில் அக்யூரேட்டாக இருக்குது. தட் இஸ் அக்யூரேசி. ப்ரிசிஷன்னா என்ன அப்படின்னா, நான் அந்த 9.8 வர வைக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு டைம் நான் வந்து செய்ய மாட்டேன். லென்த்தை மாற்றி பெண்டுலமோட லென்த்தை மாற்றிட்டே இருந்து 10 மீட்டர் லென்த் வைப்பேன், அப்புறம் 15 மீட்டர் லென்த் வந்து செய்வேன், 20, 25 இப்படி 4 டைம்ஸ் லென்த்தை மாற்றி நான் திரும்ப இந்த சிம்பிள் பெண்டுலம் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட்டை ரிப்பீட் பண்ணி வேல்யூ கண்டுபிடிப்பேன். அப்போ 10 மீட்டர் லென்த் வைக்கும்போதும் 15 மீட்டர் லென்த் வைக்கும்போதும் அடுத்தடுத்த ரீடிங்ஸ்க்கு இடையில இருக்கிற நியர்னஸ், அதைத்தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்கிறோம், க்ளோஸ்னஸை தான் ப்ரிசிஷன்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஐ ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் இஸ் அக்யூரேசி அண்ட் ப்ரிசிஷன். Next we have to go to approximation. What do you mean by approximation? வீட்டில் சமைக்கிற உப்பு போடுறோம், அப்ராக்சிமேட்டாக தான் போடுவோம். ஆனால் அப்ராக்சிமேட்டாக ஒரு மருந்தை மெஷர் பண்ணி போட்டோன்னா அவ்வளோதான், அது ரிஸ்க் ஒரு பேஷண்ட்டுக்கு இல்லையா. ஸோ சர்டன் கேசஸில் தான் இந்த அப்ராக்சிமேஷனுக்கு போக முடியும். when the datas are inadequate, that is the first criteria. When the data are inadequate, physicists are in need of an approximation to find the solution for the problem. So approximations are usually based on the certain assumptions having a scientific background, must have a scientific background, and they can be modified whenever accuracy is needed. Next we are going to see rounding off. See, when we use calculator, most of the time you might have used. So it will show number of numbers after a decimal point. ஒரு புள்ளிக்கு அப்புறம் நிறைய numbers கேட்கும். But we cannot write all those numbers. In maths or science, the teacher may ask you to write 2 decimal point corrective. You write your answer 2 decimal point corrective. Write your answers in 3 decimal point corrective. So what will we do? We round off the number. We round off the result. That is called as rounding off. So there are certain rules to be followed to round off anything. First, decide which is the last digit to keep. For example, the teacher asked you to find 2 decimal point corrective means. So see the example 1.864. So 2 decimal point corrective means I have to fix 6 as the last digit to be kept. Okay, 6 as the last digit to be kept. Second point, leave it the same. So we should not touch 6 if the next digit is less than 5. See the next digit to 6. Next digit to 6. This is 4. So it is less than 5. So we should not touch this 6. 6 touch பண்ணக்கூடாது. Leave it. So how can I round off? 1.86. 1.86. See the answer. Excuse me. This 1.86 because it is this 4 is less than 5, so I did not touch this 6, so I left it. So 1.86 is the answer. Okay, now increase it by 1 if the next digit is 5 or greater than 5. Okay, see this example. So what is the number given? 1.868. So see this third number. Up to 2 decimal point corrective means they have asked 2 decimal point corrective. So I have to keep the number 6. I have to see the next number, which is 8 greater than 5. 8 is greater than 5. So I have to increase one number. So 1.87 is the answer. 1.87 is the answer. Okay, I hope you understand this lesson completely. Thank you, girls. We can see the remaining next lesson in the next fine day. Thank you.